Hello everyone and welcome to the part number 3. So in the previous video we already configured the ISIS domain and OSPF domain. Now is the time to configure the iBGP, and also we need to configure MPBGP and also the BGP where between the customer and service provider. So first of all, what we're gonna do, I need to configure the MPBGP between these routers, and also I gonna fix this router 3, okay, as a route reflector. So we can here edit. I can give here, just to mention, this is RR, okay, and for router 7 as well it will be RR. Okay, great. Now let's move directly to the router 2. Okay, so here I will use the peer group, okay, and this one it will be simple configuration. So let's move directly to the router 2. Configure router BGP 100. Okay, so neighbor, what is the neighbor is so in this case I'm gonna use the neighbor based on the loopback. So the loopback with RR is 10333. Remote autonomous system is 100, and also update loopback source loopback 0. Then I need to go to the address family VPN v4 to activate MPBGP, okay, by using neighbor 10333 activate. Nice. Okay, so already we done with router 2. Let's move to router 4, and we can do one thing: show run section BGP. Okay, so here we have a router BGP with 10100, okay, address family 10. This is by default added, okay, so we can just copy this, okay, and configure it in the router 4. Okay, good. And also for router 5, just copy, paste. Okay, nice. And now let's move to router 3. Router configure. So here I have a 3 route reflector clients: router 2, router 4, and router 5. Now I gonna use router BGP 100, okay, and now the neighbor I will give here peer group, okay, peer group name or word. Let's give, for example, peer group example, let's give a name Cisco, okay. And now I need to define what we have here. So first of all, I need to mention the update source, for example loopback 0. Sorry, here he said remote autonomous system first. Okay, let's start with the remote autonomous system is 100. Create peer group, neighbor Cisco, okay, peer group, okay, peer group, this is the peer group. After that, neighbor Cisco remote autonomous system 100, and also I have update source loopback 0. So here you need to add also route reflector client, but maybe yeah, it will be not works, okay. So in that case we need to configure it under what? Under address family VPN v4, okay. So let's directly go to the address family IPv4 VPN v4, sorry. So with the neighbor I have first neighbor 10002, okay, activate. Sorry, here I forget one step. Neighbor 10222, you need to apply peer group Cisco with this neighbor, and the second neighbor is 10.4.4.4, and the third one is 5.5.5. As you can see here, I received an update for BGP app. Then after we configure that, we need to configure the MPBGP VPN v4, and here I need to activate neighbor 2 and 4.4.4 and 5.5.5, and here I need to configure what? The peer group neighbor Cisco route reflector. Okay, good. Now I configure it as what? Route reflector. To double check, show run section BGP. Okay, so here neighbor, this is my peer group, loopback 0. I can see here yeah, my neighbor with router 2, router 4, router 5. Nice. And here I have, this is added automatically. Good. And I have Cisco route reflector here and the activation. Okay, good. So let's double check, for example, show iBGP summary. As you can see here, the BGP is established with router 2, router 4, and router 5.5. Okay, good. So internal BGP is good now. Now let's move to the customers. And before we go to the customers, so already we show run. If we do show run section VRF, IP VRF, so we configure the IP VRF ABC from that side. Okay, so now we need, I already mentioned here, we need to add route targets. Okay, and also we need to import that route targets. Okay. We need to define, not route targets, I mean route distinguisher, okay? The RD and the RT, okay? Configure how to do that. Configure terminal IPVRF ABC. First, I need to define what router distinguisher is 101. I'm gonna use 101. And also I need to access to address or address. Normally there is address here, no? Family, no? So some platforms that support address family IPv4. So now I think directly route target, okay? Both, so import and export 101. Okay, good. And now let's configure the BGP between what? Between these two customer and service provider. From the router 2, router BGP 100, okay, and now I need to access what under VRF. I need to mention the VRF address family IPv4 VRF ABC, okay, and here my neighbor is 10.0.0.1. I gonna use the physical interfaces, no problem. In the remote autonomous system 65003. Okay, nice. And let's move to the other one, which is router 1, router BGP 65003. Neighbor is 10.0.0.2 in the remote autonomous system 100. Okay, let's see now if I can see. Yeah, so the BGP is up now. So IP BGP summary. Okay, I can see this is this neighbor is established. Okay, good. And also I need to go to router 4 to configure the same router BGP 100, address family IPv4 VRF DEF. In that case, sorry, we didn't configure the RD yet. IPVRF DEF. Route distinguisher here is 201, and also route targets. Please import and export these 201. Nice. Okay, because on that side also I will use DEF as 201. That's why I said both export and import. Okay, good. And now let's back to router BGP and configure DEF. So here my neighbor is 17.0.0.1 in the remote autonomous system 65004. Okay, good. So here is done. And in router 12, router BGP 65004, neighbor is 17.0.0.2 in the remote autonomous system 100. Let's see if we received BGP updates. Yep, that's good. So neighbor is up. Show IP BGP summary. Nice. Okay, it works. 17.0.0.1. Okay, that's good. And let's do the same with the other side. So let's start with router 6 to make reachability in the router 8, router 9, router 6 with RR. Router 6. Router BGP 200. Here my neighbor is 10.777 in the remote autonomous system 200, and please use update loopback 0. Good. So here everything is good. Now move to router 8 and 9, or we can just copy this. Show run section BGP. Sorry, we forget to configure the MPBGP. Sorry, here is 200. Address family VPN v4, and please with the neighbor 10.7.7 activate. Okay, now is good. Show run section BGP, and let's copy this and configure it in the router 8 and router 9. Okay, to win some time. Why is not copy again? Router 8. Okay, good. And router 9. Great. So now it's configured here. Now let's move to router 7, which is the RR. Conf router BGP 200. First of all, I need to create peer group. So here, neighbor, I'll give a name. Here I'm gonna use small Cisco, okay, as a name. And this is a peer group. This is my peer group. Good. And this neighbor Cisco update source, or before do that, remote autonomous system 200, and update source loopback 0. And after that we need to configure the neighbor 10.666 with peer group Cisco, and also for 8.8 and also for 9.9. Now as you can see, I received BGP update. Okay, Then I need to configure address MPBGP VPN v4, and here I'm gonna say neighbor peer or Cisco route reflector clients, and neighbor 1066 activate, and also 88 and also 99. This is for MPBGP. As we know, MPBGP, as you know, in this we're gonna also configure the MPLS. Okay, the MPLS is for transport and the MPBGP for customer traffic. Okay, because in that case, when we configure the MPLS, it will be we have two labels. First label for transport, and the second label, this is for the MPBGP or for customer traffic. Okay, that's good, nice. So now if we checking show iBGP summary, as you can see, everything is established with these three routers. Okay, and now I need to configure the BGP between these two customers. But before we do that, we need to configure the route distinguisher. Sorry, I am in the router 7. Let's move to router 8. IPVRF DEF. Okay, route distinguisher, as we know, in the route distinguisher for DEF is 201, and the route targets, please both export and import 201. Okay, then I can configure BGP 200, then address family IPv4 going directly to VRF DEF, and my neighbor is 25001 in the remote autonomous system 65002. Nice. So this part is done. Let's go to the 10, my customer, router BGP 65002, my neighbor is 25002 in the remote autonomous system 200. Now I should receive an update, BGP update, that this neighbor is up. Let's see. Great, now is up. Let's now move to router 9. Router BGP 200, address family VPN v4 VRF IPv4 VRF ABC. In that case we have ABC. Oh, sorry, we forget to mention route distinguisher. IPVRF ABC route distinguisher is 101. Let's double check. Yeah, 101. And route targets both 101. Okay, nice. Now we can run router BGP ABC, and my neighbor is 24002 in the remote remote autonomous system 65001. Okay, and also for router 11 conf router BGP 65001 neighbor 24002 in the remote autonomous system 200. Let's see if I'm receiving any BGP update. That's great. So now, as you can see, we configure the whole network with BGP. Okay, we need to configure only one thing right now. It's very easy to configure the MPLS, okay, under service providers. Okay, so now let's move directly to router 2. I'm gonna use enable router or by interface range 0122. Okay, so here MPLS IP. Okay, and also router 3, because this is a very important part, again, because we are using MPLS interface range 0022 MPLS IP. Okay, for router 5 also, as you can see, LDP neighbor is up. Router 4 interface range 0022 MPLS IP, and for router 5 enable conft interface range 01 or 021 MPLS. Okay, good. And also for router 6, the other side, interface range 01 MPLS IP, and for the router 7 range 0022 MPLS IP. Good. And here in the router 8 interface range 0021 MPLS IP, and for router 9 interface range 0022 MPLS IP. So now MPLS is configured in the service provider side. Okay, now it's good. And also there is one thing, we need to advertise these networks, the loopback interface to the service provider. Okay, I need to advertise it. I forget to advertise it as well. Let's do it together. Router 2. Okay, router 2. No, not router 2, router 1. Okay, enable router BGP 65003 network. I need to advertise 10.1.1.1 with mask 255.255.255. Okay, and in router 12, router BGP 65004, I need to advertise network 10.12.12.12 with mask 255.255.255, sorry, 255. Okay, and in router 10, okay, router BGP 65002 network, I need to advertise 10.10.10.10 with a mask 255.255.255. Okay, good. And the last one for router 11, router BGP 100, sorry, it's 100, 65001. Okay, and the network is 10.11.11.11 with a mask 255.255.255. Now let's check in the service provider H, this one, if I can see this BGP routes. Okay, so show IP, or let's go to router 2, show IP route for VRF ABC. Okay, because here we have separate routing table ABC. As you can see here, I can see BGP 10.1.1.1. Okay, good. Let's move to router 4, show IP BGP, or show IP route VRF DEF. Okay, nice. So I can see 12.12, and also you can see IP BGP, or show IP BGP all. So here I can see what 12.12 with what, with the route distinguisher 201. And also if we're going to show IP BGP VRF not VLF all, let's do all. Okay, I can see 10.1.1.1, okay, using route distinguisher 1. And here in the router 8 as well, show IP BGP all, you can see what 10.10.10, which is this one. And the last one in router 9, show IP BGP all. Okay, now I can see 10.10.11.32, okay, using this route distinguisher. So in next video we gonna start to activate option A, B and C. We start with A, okay, then B and C, to make sure these two customers can reach each other and can reach each other via the ping and so on, okay, and also for the customer DEF. Yeah, thank you so much, and I'm so sorry for the video, it's too long, but yeah, so we learned many things. Okay, thank you so much and see you in next video.